If you want to take newsletter opt-in during the lead registration on your website, this is how to do it. What you're going to do is modify the questionnaire and add an option for yes or no. Create a tag associated with each of those that you're then going to use this yes option as the opt-in consent to then start the smart plan for the monthly newsletter. Let me show you how to do this. It's a few different steps, but I got you under. It's a few different steps, but I'll walk you through it. Don't sweat it. So first what we're going to do is create the tag that we need to trigger, or basically the tag associated with the answers to the opt-in question. So several years ago, I asked Lofty to create that feature, and they did that. So I've been teaching this for a few years. I just wanted to put this on my channel here to share with those that may not know this feature exists. So navigate to the settings tab on the top, and then depending on the account type you have, I'm on an enterprise as the account owner, so I've got company and office and personal. So most users are just going to have the personal setting. If you would like to create a shared tag for everybody in the office, everybody in the company, like on the team platform or enterprise platform, navigate there and then click add new from there. For here, we're just going to do this on the personal, assuming you're just a solo agent working by yourself. So I did a lot of the setup here so that I can save time in the video. You're going to navigate to the settings tab on top. Left-hand side, you're going to click on tags. You come to the screen, you're going to click on add new. Type in the tag here and then hit save. What I did was I created yes newsletter and I created no newsletter. When you see the registration form at the lead capture, you don't want to have something like this be very generic as like yes or no, because like what are they saying yes or no to, right? This gives you options to create custom tags and further build this out if you want to, where you can say a buyer newsletter, a seller newsletter, whatever it is, you can add those different tags there and know what you want. You can also use this in landing page use as far as like buyer's guide or seller's guide, things like that. So be specific about the yes or no as to what it actually pertains to so that you match the consent with the type of content you're supposed to send them, which is going to help you select the right tag trigger for your smart plan in the future, which I'm going to show you how to set up as a bonus gift. So tags are created here. Now that that's done, the next step is to go into your website settings. So what we do here in the CRM, click on website. It's going to pop open a tab that should look very similar to this. If you're in a team or enterprise with multiples, just select whatever website is appropriate. From there, we're going to go into settings on the CMS, the website settings here. CMS is for content management system. Once this page opens here, click on lead capture on the left, and we're going to go right to this questionnaire settings. Now, I've done this already just to save time in the video. There is a buyer and a seller lead registration. So scrolling down, you've got these optional questions here, and I added, would you like our monthly newsletter? Okay, right down at the bottom here. Clicking edit, and all you need to do is just hit add new question, put in the question, mark if it's required or not. I suggest making this required like everything. Add the option, and I'll walk you through the tags here. So, would you like our monthly newsletter? It's required. The options are yes or no. Pretty simple, right? There's not a maybe. So, clicking the edit button here, I can show you the option of yes is going to be tagged as a response of yes newsletter. Of course, the no response is going to be no newsletter. So once the lead registers and they are forced to answer yes or no, do they want the newsletter or not, they will be tagged appropriately. Now, the people that say yes, they are opting in and consenting to receiving the monthly newsletter, weekly newsletter, whichever, quarterly, whatever you do. I'm just using monthly as a suggestion here for the video. So using a tag with this option here gives you the additional customization of a smart plan trigger based off of a tag for a specific purpose, and leads basically do this all by themselves. So this is the automation that I teach. Lead registers, they sign up or don't sign up for the newsletter. If they sign up for the newsletter, you already got that smart plan running. You don't have to touch anything. You just have to build the newsletter in the back end of the system every month, and you're good to go. You don't have to touch anything else. It's poetry in motion. That's for the buy side. Now the sell side has the same thing, so make sure you create that. I changed the wording a little bit different there. You can make it match whatever, but I just wanted to show you the details here. It is the same here, so I don't have a separate newsletter for buyers and sellers. eventually you're going to do the same transaction, buy, add, and sell. So it's just a real estate newsletter that I put out every month. So yes here, no here, same tags. That's all set. Now, that's how you set up the lead registration so that when they register here, they answer yes or no, and then they're tagged with that when they are created as a lead in the system. Make sure you save that after each change of the buy side and the sell side. You can do both and then save. I like to just do the buy side, hit save, click the seller side, make the changes, click save, just to double save everything. Now, bonus content here. We're going to go into marketing tab on the top, and then we're going to go to smart plans on the left. Once you're here, you're going to be in the My Agent Smart Plan, what I call the Agent Smart Plan library here. You may not have anything here. I've got a lot of stuff going on here, as you can see. You can set this up depending on your permissions. You may have office access. You may have company smart plan access. So whatever you have access to, again, we're going to assume this is just you doing it for yourself as a solo agent. So from this stage here, you're going to click on Add New on the top. Now, we're not going to use a standard plan. We want this to be a recurring monthly plan. If you've used Lofty for a while, you've noticed that this used to be the scheduled date or specific date smart plan. They swapped that out and changed that as a transaction date trigger. So how we do this as a monthly or weekly or quarterly newsletter is we simply pick one of these holidays. It literally doesn't matter. It's the same thing. We're going to make the same modifications. So you can pick any one of these 3 holidays and then hit start. So let's just pick Valentine's Day. Hit start. Plan name. Let's just do training newsletter form. The lead type, I'm going to include one of, so as long as they have one of these, and I'm just going to pick buyer or seller. I typically don't use the rest of these here. If they're going to be marked with any of these other ones, they're going to be marked as a buyer or seller. I don't really deal with the renters. If people are currently renting, they're going to be buying. So I don't really deal with actual renters like looking to rent or anything like that. Plan scope, you may not see these other options. If you're the admin like I am of this account, you're going to see office plan, company plan, pick your poison, whatever you want it to apply to. In this case, we're just going to focus on the My Plan as default. Now, the trigger tab here is going to be where we make some modifications. You can see it's annually, specific date, which is Valentine's Day, February 14th. We're going to click the edit button, which is the pen and paper icon. Now, watch what happens here. This is the key point here that we're going to change. In the frequency drop down here for yearly, we're going to change this to monthly. You can also do this for weekly, and you can also see this fixed date. That's where they moved the specific date. So you want to send one out August 1st, go ahead, or August 17th, go ahead. So in this case, we're just going to do monthly, and I'd like to send this on the 5th of the month. First of the month is too cheesy. 5th of the month is when the market reports get sent out in Lofty, by the way, if you didn't notice that. So let's do the newsletter along with the market report to kind of coincide with those emails. Maybe we could even cross-reference that to say, look, I already sent you a market report too. Make sure you check your email for that one as well, right? So we don't want to end this after any cycle. We want this to run in perpetuity until we shut this off. So next step is the field conditions. Now, we have that tag we created from the opt-in answer on the registration form. So I'm going to click the field drop-down. We're going to pick tag. The logic is defaulted to is. And then I'm going to search for yes newsletter because this is this tag. I'm going to search for yes news. I'm going to search for yes newsletter because that's what people opted in for, and that's what I'm targeting is the people that want this, right? If you already have leads that have this tag in your database that match all this criteria, you can set this up to apply. In this case, you're doing this from the start. You're probably not going to have anybody in that case that has these tags. So the other thing you can do is add a condition such as if you want to target certain pipelines, a certain segment, property types, all these different options here. You can add that. I just keep it simple. Whoever has the tag, I'm going to go with the newsletter. It doesn't matter where they are in the process or pipeline. They're going to get the newsletter every month. If they opted in, I can always shut it off individually later. So I recommend just using the tag as the only trigger. Next, we're going to hit save. Now, the action tab, this is where you get the fun stuff here. So I don't like, this is a matter of personal preference here. I don't like ending on the 5s. So I don't like 9:45, 9:30, 10 a.m. on the dot. Like mix it up a little organically. So I'll send it out some weird. I always try and have some weird number in there. So it seems a little bit more unstructured, right? And then from here, you can do, let's say January 2025 real estate newsletter, right? You add check it out, whatever call to action you want. Don't miss out kind of thing. Big news for the year, whatever you want to do as an eye catcher, right, to get it opened. Then you can simply build this out. So you can take some Canva stuff from Canva, upload it as an image in here. The links are not going to be active, so if you use any links in Canva and put it as an image here, it's not going to work. You can possibly use that as an attachment, which may get flagged as spam. I don't really recommend that. You can use the new template, which is going to be the new template builder for the rich text, or the fancy email, as I call it, the bougie email. And you can create a template for that with just some basic structure there, and then modify the content inside this once it's in the email builder here. So few options. That template, that advanced template builder, is going to be a separate video. But you basically just build out all your gibberish here and put your signature at the end of it, call it a day. Now, when you go to turn this on, this is going to be sent out the 5th of the month. So currently when I'm recording this, it's January 2nd. So in 3 days from now, this is going to be sent out to everybody that has that tag in my database of Yes Newsletter that opted in, that consented, right? So how you do this, how you manage this newsletter in Lofty on a monthly basis at least, this is going to go out the 5th of the month, right? So once it goes out once it goes out for January 5th, starting January 6th, I can redo this. I can basically shut this off because it's not going to go out to anybody else. I don't want it to go out to anybody else, only on the 5th of the month, and then people have to wait till the next month to get it. It's not like a continuously running thing every month. So basically blast out with a smart plan on January 5th. I come back in here, I pause the auto apply, then I'm going to come in, I'm going to edit this, and I'm going to start building this out for the February newsletter. Before February 5th, I'm going to toggle this back on, and now it's going to go on the 5th of the month, February 5th. So you've got a few weeks in between, you got a month in between to build for the next month. And you can just keep modifying the subject, keep modifying this single step here, and you only need to have one email here. What you can also do is have the auto email go out. You can also add a second step, what I call like a nudge text that my friend Tristan Armada from LagQuote Agents had suggested, and I've used that with some success quite a bit. So auto text, put in the text subject, just something really simple. Hey, thanks for signing up for a monthly newsletter. The new version should be in your email inbox. Check it out, right? That's all you need to do. And maybe set this, maybe you want to delay this, say like 10 minutes later, right? Within 8 in the morning and 8 p.m. to do it during like normal waking hours. So that way you have this set up as a double step, right? You can just do the one step with the email, but sometimes it may end up in the junk or promotion folder. So I want to call attention to that, right? So send the auto email out on the 5th of the month at 9:51 in the morning. 10 minutes later, so about 10:01, we're going to send an auto text, and we're just going to say, sent you a newsletter. It's in your email. Might have gone to the promotion, so dig around a little bit. I don't want you missing out. Send that as a text, and that's it. And this is going to be the same thing sent out all the time. Now, I'm going to save this here, and then we're going to find this in the I think it was this here. Let me double check with the date. Nope, that was the wrong one. Let me find it here. All right, so I had to go to page 2 to find this. So training newsletter form is what I named it, of course. So that's the one that we just did a few minutes ago. From here, you can see specific date. Specific date occurs monthly on the 5th, and then the tag is going to be Yes Newsletter. When I want to toggle this on, I can just hit auto apply here. When I also send this out on the 5th of the month and say January 6th, January 7th, somewhere a couple days after that to make sure everything goes out, which I can monitor down below here, I can toggle this off to auto apply. So it basically shuts off. Everything that was sent is already sent. I can't take that back. But I'm basically pausing this. So I'm toggling this from blue to gray like it is now. Gray is off, blue is on. I would toggle this gray, come back in here under the manage wheel, hit edit. And then in the actions, now I can, because it's paused, I can do whatever changes I want. And this isn't going to be set to go. So then I can put February of 2025 real estate newsletter, and then build out my content for February before February 5th, say like February 1st. I want to make sure that's done so I have a little bit of lead time, and then I toggle that back on by hitting save. And then I go back into my page 2, find my form, or find my smart plan, and then toggle it back on. Now it's set to go out the next month on the 5th. Assuming this is after January 5th, it'll be going February 5th. Just do that every single time. It's not a big deal. It'll build it. You can even create a task. What I like to do, another bonus tip here, is when you create yourself as a dummy lead or a test lead in the system, you can assign yourself random tasks. So you can assign yourself as a lead that task on the 1st of the month. Say, hey man, make sure you turn off that or turn on that smart plan. Say the 7th of the month, make sure you turn that off and start building out for the next month. Just assign that to yourself and you'll have those tasks in your calendar, whatever notifications in Lofty, all that fun stuff. So if you're looking to create an automatic way where the leads can opt in right from the registration form on your website to get your monthly newsletter or weekly newsletter, quarterly, annually, whatever it is, you can use these steps that I shared in the video. Hope that's helpful. We'll see you around. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you found it extremely helpful. If you have any services that you need for Lofty, such as setup or training or consulting, head over to loftysetup.com and check out what we offer. We have smart plan and follow-up automations, CRM setup and database management, as well as consulting and training in depth.